Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Miki, and in this video I'd like to discuss something that's been on my mind for a while now. This video is going to be a discussion more than anything, so if you guys also have any thoughts that you might like to share, please feel free to comment down below in the comment section and tell me what you guys are thinking, or maybe just expand on the thoughts that I have as well. Like, tell me what you think about what I think. Like, this is going to be a discussion more than anything, so please don't take whatever I say in this video as truth. So the topic that's been heavy on my mind is online English teaching versus artificial intelligence. For those of you who don't know, artificial intelligence is basically a system of computers that mimic human intelligence. These computers can do a lot of things. They know how to interpret language, they understand language, they can solve complex equations, they can do tasks for you. Like, artificial intelligence does a lot. And as somebody who started using ChatGPT in 2023 and it's now 2025, I've seen just how powerful it is and just how much it has advanced just within that short time frame. And I still use artificial intelligence in my life today. I use it professionally and in my personal life as well. It's helped me a lot, but a part of me just can't help but wonder if, for example, this is not something that's going to affect the field that I'm in, which is online English teaching, and how it will affect the field that I am in. So the big question that's been floating in my head is, will artificial intelligence replace online English teachers? That's the discussion that I want to have with you guys. And genuinely speaking, the answer to that question I feel now is no, at least not completely, right? Like, I do know, for example, that if I wanted to learn Korean, like, I live in Korea right now, and I have been using ChatGPT to translate some things for me from Korean to English. And maybe if I want to learn like a phrase or something, I'll go to ChatGPT and it explains to me so well, and it's so precise because whatever I'm asking for it to translate for me, it's translating it like perfectly to the Korean language. There aren't any mishaps or anything like that. Like, I'll go and confirm with the native speaker of the language and they're like, yeah, this is actually good Korean, right? So it's really, really powerful. And since I've been doing that as well, I've just thought to myself that this is going to be so easy for students as well who want to learn English, right? Because you have a translator and a teacher in your pocket, like in your cell phone. So why would you now need an online English teacher that you're going to pay more than you would pay for a free app? Right? The app is quicker, it's accurate, it's easily accessible. Like, it just beats having an online English teacher, period, right? And when this thought came to mind, right, like, I was just sitting there, like, thinking this to myself, like, stating down all the pros of learning with artificial intelligence and all of that, right? Like, yeah, it really has a one up on us, so why would a student need me? Like, why would a student need us? I just thought about things in my life, that have been really challenging, right? For some people, learning English is challenging, and they hire a teacher to teach them how to speak English, right? So now they have this thing that they can use now instead of using a teacher, right? And for me, something that's been really challenging in my life is my fitness journey. And I want to make an example with my fitness journey, and then I'll try and connect it to language learning and whatever it is that you want to learn using artificial intelligence. So I started my fitness journey, I think, a year and a few months ago. And I've never been this consistent in my fitness journey. Like, I've really, really been consistent. But before I started being consistent as I am right now, I'd actually been trying to be consistent for 4 years. So I was doing this thing where I would start my journey and then I do it for 3 months and then I stop. I go again for 4 months and then I stop. I think the most that I've been consistent with my fitness journey throughout like this 4 years of me having gaps was like 5 months at max. Maybe 6 months, I'm not sure. But I've just never been consistent. I always stop somewhere, somehow, right? And what changed for me now, like being the person that I am now who does take my fitness journey seriously, was that I hired a coach, right? I had somebody to keep me accountable. I had somebody to check in with, to explain maybe like why I wasn't in the gym for the 3 days of the week that I was supposed to be in the gym, right? And it was a bit embarrassing sometimes when now this is happening frequently, and I always have a lame excuse of like, oh, it was cold, and I was tired, like I was feeling well, I was feeling unwell or whatever, you know. So having somebody to explain myself to really triggered that consistency, I guess, because there was somebody there watching me, right? And the things that my coach does for me, like the information that she's given me and all of that, like it's been very valuable. But I will say that the things that she has taught me about fitness and the program that she's created for me and all of that, I feel like those are things that I would have been able to do myself. You know, at any point, I would have been able to set out my own workout routine. I could have been able to set out my own eating my own meal plans, right? Like I could have done those things myself. I had the knowledge, I had the information, because I'd been trying this and failing at it for 4 years. So I did have the information. The only thing that was missing was to have somebody be there with me on that journey, right? To be there with me long enough to a point where I no longer need her, and now I can do it on my own, right? And that's where I am right now, because I don't have a coach anymore. I do everything by myself. So I say this to say that maybe that could apply to students as well, where yes, they are aware, like let's say 3 years from now, right? Like the online English teaching space is gone. Like it's okay, not completely gone, like, but maybe people aren't using online English teaching platforms as much as they were like 5 years ago. Like it's really now just a small industry that a few people utilize or whatever, right? There will always be people who need online English teachers, in my opinion, because there are people who still do need that accountability, right? Yes, it's easier and it's cheaper for somebody to use an app like Duolingo, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Or it's easier for somebody to now use ChatGPT instead of going on italki to find a native teacher and speak with that person, right? Because now ChatGPT can actually have conversations with you. So it's easily accessible. Like that's my point. Why would somebody need a teacher? And I feel like actually people will need teachers for that reason, to keep themselves accountable, to have somebody there that's looking, to have somebody there that can give them that push of like, oh, okay, now you've learned this and you are good at this. Now we can actually go on to the next step, right? Because as much as ChatGPT can teach you everything, but people still do need that feedback from real humans, right? To tell them that they are on the right track, or that their English is good and they do understand what they're saying and all of that. Because at the end of the day, this is just a robot, you know, like if you think about it, I still do think that humans will want that human touch. And that's where online English teachers will come in, the accountability aspect of it all. So that's where I still see online English teachers being relevant, with this whole AI thing being in the air and all of that. So that's my first point. Another thing that I've been thinking about, and I'm not sure if this is still answering the question that I asked in the beginning of the video, but like I said, this is a discussion, so everything is going to be all over the place. Excuse me. But another thing that I thought about that came to mind was that a lot of people feel threatened by AI right now in a lot of different industries. It's not only the online English teaching space where people feel like AI is going to take over and this industry is going to be dead and all of that. It's happening in it's happening in other industries as well, right? So how are other people handling this in their industries? And I've been watching videos, like interviews of what other people are saying, how they're utilizing AI and all of that. And what I've noticed was like most people actually have a healthy relationship with it. Okay, let me not lie, not most people, but some people have a healthy relationship with AI, where they have concluded that this is a tool that they are going to use to work with them. And it's not going to be something that they see as the enemy, or something that's just going to come and eat up everything and there's nothing going to be left for them. You know, why not just use it as something that's going to help you be better in your industry and help you work more effectively, efficiently, and easier, or, you know, all the good stuff, right? And I thought about how I could actually bring that mentality into the online English teaching space as well. And I thought about how, for example, wouldn't it be great if as teachers we stopped seeing AI as a threat as well, and we actually start looking for tools that are going to help our students, right? Help them get the result that they want to get to quicker. So let's say, for example, you are teaching English conversation, right? You could be the one that's suggesting that your student downloads ChatGPT and you give ChatGPT a prompt, right? To have conversations with that student and test that student, like have conversations with ChatGPT throughout the day or whatever, right? And then when they do see you, you actually see if they are improving by introducing whatever tools that you've introduced to them, right? So now it would be your responsibility to go out there and research and see what tools are out there that are going to be able to help your students. I feel like the teachers, for example, who aren't doing those things, right, who are just depending on English conversation, like that's the only thing that they're doing in the online English teaching space, having conversations with people, they are going to be replaced by the teachers who are doing those things, right? Who are introducing these AI tools into the classroom, who are going out of their way to research these tools and make sure that they understand how they work so that they can introduce them to the learners and things like that, right? I feel like maybe for the teachers that are just teaching English conversation, maybe that's something that's going to die out, or might not die out completely, because like I said, there will always be people who need the human touch, who want to know if they are as good as maybe the robots tell them that they are. They want to test their knowledge with the real human being. So there will be a need for them, but I don't think the demand will be as high as it is right now. Like things are going to change. And my third point, it's going back to the conversation thing, where I feel like English conversation won't be as popular anymore. You'll actually have to be a teacher that's teaching something, like that's teaching some kind of English, like business English or pronunciation or communication skills or whatever the case is, right? Something where you actually have a real curriculum that you're teaching your students, and it's not just you speaking to the students and all of that. And sure, you can have that, but I think, like I said, it won't be in demand. It won't be in high demand like it is right now. So yeah, those are my thoughts regarding that topic. I'd like to hear what you guys think as well, like what you have to add on to the conversation. But those are my 3 points for now. Number one, I think that people will always need the human touch to get feedback from real humans, so that they know that maybe they are as good as they think they are, or they are as good as the robot tells them that they are. Number two, they'll always need the human touch in terms of accountability. And number three, that online English teachers should use AI as a tool in the classroom, and it shouldn't be something that they are afraid of, because they feel like maybe if they introduce those tools in the classroom, then the students will leave them completely and they'll prefer that over them, which it could happen, but I would rather take the risk of I would rather take that risk and introduce those skills if it means that my students are getting better. Because I mean, at the end of the day, are you not teaching students so that they are able to reach their goal, Yeah, those are my thoughts on the topic. Please tell me what you think. Let's carry on the conversation down in the comment section. That's it for me today. I'll see you again in another video. Goodbye.